Okay, so picture this, right? You've been out and about all day, work, errands, maybe stuck in traffic. You know the drill.
Don't remind me.
And you finally pull up to your house, totally wiped.
Ready to just collapse on the couch.
Exactly. But here's the thing. As you get closer, things start happening. The front door unlocks. Lights flicker on, but not just any lights. We're talking that perfect welcome home glow.
Okay, now that's what I'm talking about.
And the temperature. Already adjusted to your ideal level of cozy. No more walking into a sauna or an ice box. That's the magic of a smart home, am I right?
Convenience, security, and let's not forget, maybe even saving you a few bucks on that energy bill.
Exactly. And here's the real question. You're not just interested in enjoying this for yourself. You see the potential here. You're thinking, could I actually make a living installing this stuff for other people?
Right, turning this whole smart home wave into a real business opportunity.
And that's exactly what we're diving into today.
We're talking about the booming smart home market, folks, and whether offering installation services is, a viable career path.
So to kick things off, let's talk numbers. What are we looking at here? How big is this market, really?
Well, to put it simply, it's massive. We're talking about a projected global industry of, get this, $2.4 trillion by 2028.
Whoa. Okay, that's not chump change.
No, it's not. And that figure, by the way, that comes straight from Statista. But here's the key takeaway for me. This isn't a fad, folks. This is a full-blown technological revolution, and it's only getting bigger.
Right, and like any revolution, it's important to understand the why behind it. What's driving this incredible growth in the smart home market?
It boils down to this. People are craving convenience. They want things to be easier, more efficient, and more secure. And let's be real. Who doesn't love a little cool tech gadget in their lives?
I mean, guilty as charged. But you're right, it goes beyond just the cool factor. It's about solving real problems.
Exactly. Take energy efficiency, for example. With rising energy costs, people are looking for ways to save money, and that's where things like smart thermostats come in. These aren't just fancy programmable thermostats anymore, by the way. We're talking about devices that use geofencing to learn your routine. They know when you're home, when you're gone, and they adjust the temperature accordingly.
So it's not just about controlling your thermostat from your phone, it's about the device actually learning your habits and optimizing your energy usage. That's pretty slick.
It is, and it could lead to some serious savings on those monthly bills. And then there's the whole security aspect.
Oh, yeah. I had this whole thing happen last year where my security system kept sending me motion alerts in the middle of the night. I was freaking out, thinking someone was trying to get in. Turns out it was just a raccoon who'd figured out how to knock over my trash can.
See, even a rogue raccoon can highlight the need for a good security system. And it's not just about catching burglars, although that's definitely a big part of it. It's about having peace of mind. It's about knowing what's going on in your home, even when you're not there.
That's huge, especially these days. I mean, think about it. The pandemic really changed our relationship with our homes, right?
Oh, absolutely. Our homes became our offices, our gyms, our sanctuaries from all the craziness. It makes sense that we want them to be as comfortable, functional, and, as smart as possible.
No kidding. So we've established there's a massive market for smart homes, and it's driven by some pretty powerful forces. Yeah. Convenience, cost savings, peace of mind. The list goes on. But let's get down to brass tacks here. Let's say you're listening to this and thinking, okay, I'm sold. Where do I even start?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Right. What services would you actually offer if you wanted to launch a smart home installation business?
Well, the beauty of this field, right, is there's so many different ways to kind of carve out your niche. Like, you could focus on being the smart home consultant.
Oh, I like that, the smart home consultant. So, like, you'd be walking people through all the options, helping them figure out what actually makes sense for their needs and their budget.
Exactly. A lot of people, they get overwhelmed by all the choices out there.
Yeah.
I mean, you walk into a Best Buy nowadays, and it's like, whoa, sensory overload. So having someone who can demystify all that, that's valuable.
It's like having a personal shopper, but for your home tech.
Yeah.
I love it.
Right. You're not just selling gadgets, you're selling peace of mind. You're selling expertise.
Because let's be real, some of this stuff can get pretty technical.
Oh, tell me about it.
Yeah.
And that's where you could go in a totally different direction. Instead of just consulting, you could be the one who actually installs and sets everything up. Smart lighting, thermostats, security cameras.
Yeah.
You name it.
Oh, see, that's where I'd tap out. I'm all for a good DIY project, but when it comes to wiring my house for smart technology, I'd much rather leave it to the professionals.
And you know what? A lot of people feel that way. They see those easy installation videos online that they think, oh yeah, I got this. But then they end up with a tangled mess of wires and a headache that just won't quit.
Been there, done that. Not fun. So we've got the consultation side, the installation side. What else? Are there other services that smart home businesses typically offer?
Absolutely. Don't underestimate the power of ongoing maintenance and troubleshooting. Because, let's face it, technology can be finicky, right?
You said it. 1 minute, everything's working perfectly. The next minute, you're on hold with customer service for 3 hours trying to figure out why your smart speaker is suddenly speaking in a foreign language.
And that's where you come in, the hero, the smart home whisperer who swoops in and saves the day.
Okay, I kind of love that job title, smart home whisperer. I might need to get that on a business card.
Yeah.
But seriously, offering that ongoing support, that's huge for building customer loyalty.
It is. Because when something inevitably goes wrong with their system, who are they going to call? Ghostbusters. No, they're going to call you, the trusted professional who can actually fix it.
Plus, it creates a nice recurring revenue stream. You're not just relying on one-off installations, you're building long-term relationships with your clients. Smart move, literally.
Okay, so let's say someone's listening to this and thinking, all right, I'm ready to ditch my day job and become a smart home whisperer. What are the first steps? How do you even break into this field? Well, you got to start with education, right? And I'm not just talking about watching a few YouTube tutorials here. You need to really immerse yourself in the world of smart home technology.
So what? Read every blog post. Stock industry forums. What does that look like?
All of that helps, but honestly, one of the best things you can do is look into certification programs.
Oh, right. Like getting certified by the manufacturers themselves. That way, you're not just saying you know your stuff. You've got the credentials to back it up.
Exactly. And it shows potential clients that you're serious about what you do. There's an organization called CEDIA, the Custom Electronic Design and Installation Association.
Catchy name.
Right. They have a ton of resources on their website, including info on certification programs. Definitely worth checking out.
Perfect. So you're learning the ropes, getting certified. What else? Do you need to build up a portfolio or something?
That's a great point. It's kind of like any other trade, right?
Yeah.
You got to have some experience under your belt. A great way to do that is by offering your services to friends and family at a discounted rate.
Ah, the classic friends and family discount. Get those testimonials rolling in.
Exactly. It's a win-win. They get a great deal and you get valuable hands-on experience and maybe even some glowing reviews to boot.
Speaking of competition, let's be real here for a second. This isn't exactly an untapped market. There are already some big players out there. How do you, as a smaller business, stand out from the crowd? How do you convince people to choose you over the big guys?
Well, that's where your secret weapon comes in.
Right.
Personalization.
Right. Because the big guys, they can get away with being all cookie cutter, one size fits all. But as a smaller business, you can really get to know your clients, understand their specific needs, and tailor solutions just for them.
100%. It's like, yeah, you can go to a big chain restaurant and get a decent burger. But sometimes you want that mom and pop shop with the hand-patted beef and the secret sauce. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely. Speaking of secret sauce, what about the future of this whole industry? I mean, we're talking about technology that's constantly evolving, right?
All the time. I mean, what's cutting edge today is practically ancient history tomorrow.
So how does someone who's trying to build a business in this space even wrap their heads around that? How do you future-proof yourself when the future changes so quickly?
You hit the nail on the head. It's tough. Honestly, I don't think there's any one magic answer, but if I had to boil it down, I'd say it's all about staying curious.
Curious?
Yeah, don't ever let yourself get complacent. Subscribe to the industry magazines, go to those tech conferences, never stop learning. Because the second you think you know it all, that's when you fall behind.
It's like being a shark, right? Got to keep moving to stay alive.
Exactly. But here's the other thing, and this is important. Don't get so caught up in the gadgets themselves that you lose sight of the bigger picture.
What do you mean?
I mean, focus on the underlying needs and desires that this technology is addressing, because those are what's going to drive the future of this market.
Okay, so, for example, we've talked about convenience, security, energy efficiency. Those are all big ones. But what are some of those deeper needs that smart home tech might tap into down the line?
Well, think about the aging population, for example.
Oh, right.
Smart home technology has the potential to be absolutely revolutionary when it comes to elder care. I'm talking about allowing seniors to live independently, longer, more safely, all thanks to things like remote health monitoring, medication reminders, fall detection systems. The list goes on.
It's like having a guardian angel built into the walls of your home.
Exactly. And what about personalized wellness? Imagine a smart home that optimizes your lighting and temperature to help you sleep better. A home that adjusts the air quality based on your allergies. Even a home that gives you personalized fitness recommendations.
Wow. It's like your house becomes your own personal wellness coach.
Right, and that's just scratching the surface. We haven't even touched on things like smart home entertainment systems or AI-powered home offices or, well, you get the idea. The possibilities really are pretty much endless.
This has been an incredible deep dive, honestly. We've gone from the nitty-gritty of installing smart thermostats to imagining a future where our homes are practically extensions of ourselves. It's mind-blowing.
It's been a lot of fun.
So for our listeners who are out there right now, maybe buzzing with ideas, ready to take the plunge into this whole world of smart home installation, what would be your one piece of parting advice?
Don't wait. Seriously, just start. Start small if you have to. Focus on your local area, whatever it takes, but just take that first step.
I love that. Don't overthink it, just dive in. Exactly. The learning curve might seem a bit intimidating at first, but trust me, the rewards are huge. Both personally and professionally.
Well said. Don't let fear hold you back from creating something amazing. And on that note, a huge thank you to our expert for joining us today. This has been eye-opening, inspiring, and I don't know about you, but I am ready to go deck out my entire house with the latest and greatest gadgets. For our listeners, thank you for joining us for this deep dive into the world of smart home installation. If this episode sparked your curiosity, head over to our website. We've got links to all the resources we mentioned, plus some bonus content you won't want to miss. And as always, we love hearing from you. Share your thoughts, your questions, your own smart home triumphs and tragedies on social media. Until next time, stay curious, stay informed, and keep diving deep.